Hey friends, live from Wisconsin out on a walk. First one in 3 weeks. It's been so cold here. How are you? What if everyone on Earth was forced to tell the truth for 24 hours at the same time? No lying, incapability of lying to themselves and others. What a fascinating thought, idea, movie theme, right? Experiment. Just imagine that for a second. If everyone on Earth, and I'm not sure how this comes about, but I like the thought of it. I love the idea of everybody incapable of lying for 24 hours to themselves and others. And the outcome, all the different outcomes that would come forth from that. This idea was spawned from a really silly movie I've seen. Maybe you've seen it too. The comedy Liar Liar with Jim Carrey, where his young son on a birthday wish, blowing out his candles, wishes that his dad can't lie for a whole day. Because his dad is a liar, a professional liar, and is lying to everyone, including himself, and bringing about a lot of suffering. And I wanted to put forth this idea because if you just sit and visualize for a little bit, close your eyes and imagine what would 24 hours be like for you if you were compelled, everyone was compelled, you were compelled to tell the truth. And that means owning up to yourself, which I think is the hardest thing for humans to do. We lie to ourselves compulsively all day long. And lying with our thoughts, lying with our words, verbally, non-verbally. Like, what if you had to tell the truth? Like, you were compelled to tell the truth for 24 hours to your wife, your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner. I imagine there would be a lot of divorces, and maybe create new relationships too. People that have been lying to themselves, maybe out of fear to commit to a relationship or ask someone out that they're scared to. I think all the people that are going to be losing their jobs or getting fired or firing people, think about that. All the lying that goes on in the workplace. What if everyone's compelled to tell the truth? Oh my goodness. That would be something else, wouldn't it? And what would manifest from everyone being forced to tell the truth for 24 hours? And imagine all the skeletons in the closet, the ones way in the back that people are hiding. It's bringing them fear and shame and guilt and sleepless nights. What if all that came tumbling out and it was compelled to? Hey Carl, how are you? Fellow Wisconsinite. Out for a chilly walk today. It feels good to be in nature. The cold though. Anyway, this is part one. I actually really wanted to do, I had planned at 11 o'clock today, just so you know, to do a really powerful hour-long live stream on this theme, but a little bit more in depth in front of the fireplace. And admittedly, okay, the cold nose, runny nose is going to happen. It's cold. I think it's like 25-degree wind chill right now. A balmy 25. Hi, William. Welcome. Yeah, say hi. We're joining part of the world from lovely, cold Wisconsin. Being honest, being truthful. Wow. I cannot wait to just put it all on the line. And I thought I was being really truthful and vulnerable. And I'm going to tell you right now, in these last 3 days, I've come to some revelations, shocking about myself and my EMI, my ego mind identity, a more holistic way to refer and encompass the ego. I have been a big fat liar to myself and to everyone else. So this morning I had a really awesome live stream planned. I'm going to do it tomorrow. So something happened while I was at the gym this morning that completely pivoted and shifted my entire day, which I had planned back to back to back, stacked meetings and engagements and appointments. And this one shift threw everything out the window. And my first reaction, in all honesty, because that's what you're getting from me, I was upset because I knew all the work that I had put into planning this day, and all the shifting and rescheduling that I was going to have to do was a waste of my life force, which is, I have big fat triggers around having my life force wasted, my time wasted. Something to look into if you resonate with that, or not valuing one's time on the flip side. Anyway, so, and then I just felt myself, I had that initial anger, and then realized that one of the telltale signs of someone who is not evolved, does not know themselves, does not have emotional mastery, is their inflexibility to adapt and flow. And I was like, I am really working on myself. So my ability to adapt and flow, just release it, let it go, not bathe this experience in all this emotion, emoting, losing my life force. Just like flow with, okay, so guess I gotta reschedule, and not put a whole lot of meaning on it. Oh man, it's like I plugged a huge leak in my energetic boat right there. I felt lighter and less leakage of energy. The anger just dropped, and I felt really good. Like, okay. And I'm sharing that with you because I'm sure you've experienced times in your life where you did a really good job, you have everything planned out, all your plans, and it involves lots of people and good intentions for what you're creating, and then something comes and just makes you pivot. Like my business partner and dear friend, she said, both of them, husband and wife, are master black belts in martial arts. And then she was sharing with me, which is a perfect example. So you walk into the dojo of life. Hi, Harsha. Welcome. Say hi. Where are you joining from? What part of the world? Cold, cold here. If you missed the beginning, it's really good. The theme, the idea that I am putting forth to you, if everyone could not lie for 24 hours, everyone around the world, what would life be like? What would manifest from that? So walking into the dojo and, doing some practicing, and then someone gets a good shot in and it's right to the face, man. You get smacked right in the face. She was saying, like, someone's attacking and I get, hit really hard in the face. Am I going to be in shock and cry and make a big story out of this? No, if I do, I'm going to get attacked even harder. I'm going to get thrown, I'm going to get kicked, more hits. She was like, you've got to, choose a move, flow, and just pivot, constant pivoting and shifting, or you're going to get your ass kicked in the dojo. What a great metaphor, right? Or, analogy that so many of us, would make your whole day, like me having to shift and pivot the whole day. Just now I'm looking for something good amongst it. I'm out here on a live stream instead of where I was supposed to be at this time. Okay, so something good's gonna come out of it, all right? I don't have to waste my energy and make a big thing. I can just shift and pivot, let it go, release, and move on about my day without emoting so much. So that's illuminating right there. So dojo of life, you get hit in the face, don't gonna pout and cry, and you're gonna attract more. You're gonna get your ass kicked. So I love it. Tomorrow we're gonna go into a much deeper idea and theme around truth, telling truth to ourselves, being completely honest, and how that shifts everything. How it raises your frequency and makes you 100% responsible for what you create, because we are creating it all. And that's a hard one for a lot of people to digest, that all these things contrast they've created, and it's for their greater good, for evolution, for awakening, for ascending the frequencies, and self-mastery, which is the purpose of incarnation. And I practice with Master R, who I have found to be the most real and advanced. I'm gonna call him a teacher, because we already know everything. We're just re-remembering. We'll call him a teacher. I study with Master R, and there is one exercise that his students do, and it is revelatory. I'm doing it right now, and I'm on day 3. It's called, what's so amazing about this? This will liberate us from our EMI, or our ego mind identity. This will liberate us from the slavery we are all living in. Addiction to the character, the avatar, who is not us. We are the I am. To deconstruct one's ego and psyche. I am deep into the deconstruction of my false character right now. Deprogramming, deconstructing. Like, I saw a couple scenes of Indiana Jones yesterday, the archaeologist, right? If you can imagine, I love analogies, metaphors, parables, storyteller. He's an archaeologist, so he gets in there and he's excavating for treasure. I am in deep dissection and excavation of myself right now. And it's illuminating and revelatory and shocking. Oh man, it's shocking. It's like we are all these gorgeous, precious diamonds. And we incarnate and we have complete amnesia and we forget who we truly are. And now we are excavating ourselves, for those who choose to truly know themselves. Excavating this precious diamond out of the filth and dirt, and sucking out the poison so it can shine. That's all of us. Like Indiana Jones, the archaeologist, I'm excavating myself right now, and whoa. People say ego death. I say ego disillusionment, layers and layers and layers of it. And you realize you have been lying to yourself. Well, I'll not speak for you, I'll speak for this one. The I am in the meat suit of the avatar, the human character you know as Amie Chilson. Man, I have just woken up to how much that ego's been driving the bus of my life. And the layers and layers of lies and falsehoods pile up. The deconstruction part, which is what I'm going through, 14 days, I write down every single behavior, action, thought, and then I dissect it. And I'm going to talk about this more tomorrow. Dissect the cause, the real, not justification, why behind it. To deconstruct and deprogram my subconscious ego, which is driving the bus. It's driving the bus for most people, which is why they're suffering so much. And we talk about anxiety and depression and stress. I have never seen more high levels of that amongst humans than I ever have before now. the amount of anxiety, just that alone, let alone depression, is massive, and it can be cured in an instant. What I'm doing right now with the 14-day notebook challenge with Master R, people pay tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars for therapists and psychotherapists, counselors, sitting on the couch for multiple decades, when they could, with $1 at the dollar store, buy a notebook and really apply themselves all waking hours with this exercise, this challenge, deconstruction of ego, psyche, false self, ego, mind, identity, and cure themselves of whatever. Total freedom, liberation from the slavery that we all are in, the matrix of our own ego. That's the matrix. For $1 and a lot of dedication and courage, and it takes courage, intense bravery to deconstruct and dissect oneself honestly. And there are some, we'll say, it's all perfect in the realm of evolution, but unsavory things about myself, my ego, that's been driving the bus, man. And that's why I say it's shockingly revelatory. And there's times where I laugh my ass off like a giddy kid on Christmas because I have so many downloads and insights, which I will be sharing with you more and more through different modes of communication, live streams, videos, full films. People desire the truth of who they are and desire to be free. The ultimate, as one of my other teachers, Lester Levinson, taught us how to go free. And he was a master. And we have examples of those who have done it. And so I'm on day 3 right now. And I am writing until my hand falls off. Everything, the deconstruction of every behavior, thought. Hi, Alexis. Welcome. And I'll tell you more about it tomorrow when we're fireside instead of out in the snow. Yeah, revelatory. And I'm getting lighter. I feel lighter, more peaceful. Oh, man. And this is just day 3. Sleeping much better. My health feels stronger, better. Because I'm sucking the poison out of the diamond, the gem that we all are. Cleaning the filth off. All the layers of illusions and delusions of who we truly are. Wow. And if you are interested in this exercise and this liberation of your own slavery, because we all are slaves, well, there are a few souls that have liberated themselves. It feels like nothing else. And you will ascend the frequencies, commune with God. And how can we do that if we are completely enslaved to our egos? We cause our own suffering. Our ego, our false self, right? We cause all of our own, every single ailment, disease, illness, mental illness, anxiety, stress, depression, all of it is caused by ourselves because we're in a constant state of disharmony. So when people are asking me, how does one, in modern day psychology, Amie, and allopathic medicine, how does one cure depression, anxiety, or stress in an instant? No, we need to medicate that. We have big pharma. They've got to be on that psychotherapist's couch for multiple decades. You can't heal and cure. Oh, 2 words I'm told not to say. Guess what? You can heal, cure yourself from any disease, illness, because it's all disharmony. In fact, my teacher, Master R, I'll tell you more about tomorrow, gave himself a really awesome challenge. He, in short, had chest down paralysis and riddled with a bunch of diseases, including one really rare one that was incurable. Only 48 people on the planet had ever had this, contracted this rare disease. None of them lived, and he was told he had 48 hours to live. And irreversible chest down paralysis. Hey Teddy, sorry for the sniffling, by the way. I've been outside now for a while walking, and it's chilly, but it's such a good potent theme here. And he said, with all certainty, he said, I will walk out of this hospital 100 days from now. And of course, all the doctors are like, never happened, you're delusional, no. But he was able to free himself, liberate himself from all the disharmony, and he walked out of the hospital in 100 days, has great health, and he wanted to prove as an example of what's possible. So we cause our own suffering. Now back to the theme, the caption of this live stream. What if every human for 24 hours was forced to tell the truth? No lying, like the movie Liar, Liar, right? Imagine the liberation. I mean, you know what it feels like when you've got that skeleton back deep in that closet, and you don't want anyone under lock and key and buried in 6 feet under cement in the ground. You don't want anybody to know this thing. The amount of heartache and disharmony that brings that person, sleepless nights, stress, anxiety, depression, guilt, shame. Guilt and shame are two of the lowest on the vibrational scale. I got rid of those two long ago. There is no guilt or shame in my life. I've got other things I'm deconstructing. My big fat ego. Driving the bus, you know? It's gotta put it in the back. You sit there, put your seatbelt on, here's a binky, put it in your mouth, and be quiet, you're not driving the bus. Man, I'm just full of analogies. It helps to have analogies and visualizations and illustrations. But we cause our own suffering, and we are all lying to ourselves, with exception for a few souls who have really mastered themselves. And they are great examples of what's possible. And when I say within the next 10 to 20 years, my sense is that most souls are going to realize their purpose of incarnation is self-mastery, unconditional love. Self-realization, self-mastery is actually one step above that. And that's what we all desire. That's all of our mission purposes here. So it's not the addiction to the human character, the avatar. That's not who we are. We're not the body. We're not all the ego identities, misidentifications that we've piled up. Imagine that, right? So many to clear off, to excavate, to dissect, and remove. Think about that. We just had the Super Bowl. I didn't watch it, and I have no energy or judgment on anybody that watched it or didn't. I just know myself and my own self-awareness that it was not an activity that I was aligned with. So, and there is no judgment. Man, you just saw my post. Master R, he said, when you judge, or when someone judges, it's like having a handful of cards you're playing on a table, and you're showing them to everyone, because all judgment is self-judgment. Amazing. Yes, there's no judgment from me. Although as I'm excavating myself now, deconstruction, I have judged so much. And it only hurts me. Judgment makes us sick. It's disharmonious. It actually, to judge makes us toxic. Judging ourselves, judging others, says everything about ourselves, our own projection, and it makes us sick. Disease and illness can be tracked back to this toxicity that we've built up in ourselves. So the whole idea of deprogramming and excavating, dissecting oneself, the subconscious ego, is so powerful. Pardon the nose. I think I brought some tissue. Isn't this a fascinating, powerful theme? Like, this is the theme, self-mastery, and how we're all, I guess I didn't bring any tissue. we're all in the next 10 to 20 years, most souls realize that's why they came here. And then they'll want to. You realize like there's nothing else more than your purpose for incarnation that you desire. Everything else is intolerable because it's not real. Lots of epiphanies and downloads these days. When you get out of the way and you start being honest. Back to the Super Bowl. So, and then the layers of identification that we pile on to this persona that we have to keep alive. The ego wants to keep it alive to the death. It's got to keep that persona alive, and it will fight you when you're deconstructing it. I said the layers of disillusionment of the ego. It'll fight you tooth and nail because it doesn't want to die. It's like you're walking over that threshold in the hero's journey of self-mastery, self-realization. They call it the bridge of tears, the threshold, right? If you're familiar with the hero's journey cycle by Joseph Campbell. And you're deconstructing yourself and realizing that ego has been ruining your life. And you've been causing suffering to others. And you're looking back and you got to cross that bridge. You want to, that threshold into the new frequency of self. And you look back and you tell the ego, like, you can't come with me. You know, this is a different version. And I can't operate with you driving the bus anymore. And well, in my experience, and I've heard from others, it will fight you because it's there to stay alive. And I recognize too, maybe back to the Super Bowl again, just as an example, how many identifications pile on. Like, I'm wearing 4 layers right now because it's cold outside. I do 100 layers of identification. Someone piles up on their persona, their ego, the human character of a lifetime, identifying with sports team. That's the one. Right there. I've seen people get, no judgment, identification with their zip code, their state, their country, their region. They have zip codes, sports teams, and states. Tattoo on body. Identification with race, identification with gender, identification with religion. Ooh! Topic for another day. Think of all the layers of identifications or misidentifications we pile up. You saw that meme I just posted, how you could be naked, and this is for part 2 tomorrow. We're taking this, everyone forced to tell the truth in the world for 24 hours. I take it to an advanced visualization tomorrow. You're not naked if you take your clothes off. Check out my last meme. I'll post it in here. Because we're still wearing all our religious assumptions and prejudgments, delusions, illusions, biases. We're wearing all of those, and they're very heavy, weighing us down. Until one can excavate and get naked to themselves in their own self-dissection, like I am excavating myself now, like an archaeologist, to get down to the truth. My audio is cutting in and out. Right. Well, I'm making an area that has low reception. Anyway, this is such a powerful scene. Tomorrow I'll be able to do it better in front of the fireplace. Today I just wanted to get outside and walk, but I'd love to hear your ideas on this. And if you go through that visualization, what if everyone, every soul, for 24 hours had to tell the truth, compelled to tell the truth, what would happen? And you want to tell the truth because it's the only way. As we ascend frequencies, we're moving into absolute 100% transparency. Telepathy will be the way we communicate. All skeletons in the closet we hide way back there will be known to all. So getting honest now, it's a pretty good idea. And it will lessen your suffering, that's for sure. Oh, I love this topic. I didn't mean to talk so long on this live stream. And more, less sniffling, I'll be in front of the fireplace. But I'd love to hear your thoughts, your feedback on this one. And stay tuned tomorrow, 11-ish Central, for part 2. And we're going in deep, because why not? That's why we're here. Thanks for joining. Hope to see you, some comments on the replay, and I'll see you tomorrow.